What a glorious evening. It's absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, I wish I could say it's been a glorious day. My beautiful girl, Phoebe, my Springer Spaniel, who I absolutely love and adore. Well, took her to the vets today. She started to have a run of tests, but she has a massive abdominal mass. It's so big that it's descended, and that's how I noticed it, because she was lying on her side and I thought, oh, what's that? And immediately took her to the vets. And she's a bit of a lumpy, bumpy girl anyway, because that's quite common for her age. She's got some lipomas and stuff. But she has also got a massive heart murmur, and the blood has shown she's anemic, and which means there could be possible bleeding going on internally, possibly. But her platelets are okay, so he was happy about that. And her albumin is low, which is looking at protein, and it's quite common for cancers to make that low. And so we were talking about palliative care today, which she's going to have an ultrasound and an x-ray on Thursday, just to see if it's attached to the liver or the spleen, so it could be one of those. Her kidneys are fine, so that's good. He said she's really happy. She's running around like a loony right now. You'd never know that she's dying. But she's eating well, she's drinking well, she's sleeping a lot. She gets quite fatigued quickly, she used to run around for hours, but she just can't anymore. But I just put a lot of that down to her age. She lost 3 kilograms, and I started to put more food into her, because she's always been what I call a good doer. So I've always struggled to keep the weight off her, but now I'm struggling to keep the weight on her. So the vet just wants me to carry on doing what I'm doing, let her do what she wants to do until we know what's going on Thursday, because there is a really aggressive form of cancer, and they wouldn't recommend her going on for months and months, because they can suddenly go downhill and it can be quite distressing for the dogs. So we shall see. But I'm going to Wales next week, and he said I could take her, but obviously bear in mind that she's not 100%. And find out what's going to happen on Thursday. I've already spoken to a cremation service, because we don't want any fancy boxes or anything. I just want to be able to take her up to Cumbria, because her favourite place is Buttermere. She absolutely loves it there, swimming in the lakes. She walked all the lakes with us in December. It's the thing, she'd had a haircut in December. But he said this type of cancer can grow really, really fast, literally weeks. And it's not until it starts, protruding beyond the rib cage that you know it's there. So he said that's the trouble, because you don't know it's there until it's too late. So, yeah. So I'm extremely devastated. I know that she's 12, and for a Springer Spaniel, that's actually like an average age and everything. Between 12 and 14, they reckon. But she's so fit. She goes everywhere with us. She walks everywhere. She's a fit girl, She doesn't. When I tell people how old she is, they never believe me. They always think she looks younger. So I thought we was going to have maybe potentially a few years left with her, and not realising she was going to be struck down by the big sea. But she's a little sausage. Anyway, I'm just going to spoil her rotten, like you do for any of them, don't you? Any of your pets that are going. I'm just going to spoil her rotten. And also the vet just said give her as much food as she wants to eat, because she's always been like what I call a good doer in the past. I've always struggled to keep the weight off her, never mind on her. Now I'm struggling to keep it on her. It's like the opposite thing. So now he said just give her a little bit more, try and keep the weight on her so she doesn't get too thin. Because that sure as hell isn't going to help, is it? Is it, Freya? No. So anyway, she's having a great time munching on grass. Yeah, that's not the best thing to eat, is it? Silly sausage. Phoebe Jeeps. So you're probably going to see lots of content of Phoebe Jeeps over the next however long I've got her for. Memories and all that. And we won't be seeing 5. We'll be seeing 3. Molly and Phoebe with one of the littles are going to be swapping them around. Because just try and keep her a little bit calmer. Because the last thing we need is a ruptured whatever it is. Isn't that right, Phoebe? And I'm going to go to the Cambrian Mountains next week with her. So I'll get some camping memories there. What are you doing? What are you doing, silly? You're having a good scratchy in the grass, are you? Yeah. Beautiful day. Beautiful. You wouldn't think she's really ill, would you? That's what I was saying to my sister. I can't believe it. You know, yesterday I had a healthy dog, and then today I got a dog that's dying. I literally sat in Tesco car park for like over half an hour because I was so shell shocked. I didn't know how to feel or think. And then I rang my sister when I got the blood test that showed that she's like anemic and got this issue with her protein. And I just burst into tears. I was just like, what the fuck? You alright? Anyway, that's my horrible news. Hope you're having a better week than me. I'll let you know what happens on Thursday when she goes for all her tests. She's got an ultrasound. Based on the ultrasound is whether or not they do an x-ray. But I have told them I don't see any point in doing a biopsy. I mean, if it's cancer, I don't really need to know what kind of cancer. She's dying at the end of the day. Don't need to know all the ins and outs of a nut's arse. Anyway, I'll chat to you on Thursday. So I said I'd let you know what was happening from the other day. So we took her to the vets yesterday. She was there all day, and to be fair to them, they were very, very thorough. She had ultrasounds of all her major organs. She had x-rays from the top and the sides and the bottom. But it was a bit of a complicated story, so it wasn't just a case of the tumour. So we know that it's a splenic tumour. So this is like a mutation that, so it's a type of cancer, but it can be benign. But they don't know that until they remove the tumour. It's about 15 centimetres diameter. But one of the things they discovered as part of the examinations is that she has severe spondylitis in the bottom part of her spine. When you look at the x-ray, you could kind of see like normal vertebrae like there, and then there's this pocket where it literally looks like someone's taken a hammer to her vertebrae. And the vet were just like, we literally can't believe that she's not in agony and that she's so bright and running around. She just literally, they were just so shocked, because with that level of damage, they would expect to see her being incontinent, and she's not, and all that kind of thing. And so, yeah, they were really shocked just from that, really. And they also, unfortunately, discovered that she's in congenital heart failure. She has an enlarged heart and has 3 to 4 grade murmur. Both of those things just on their own have like consequences with the severe spondylitis. She was saying because of where it is, she could literally jump off the sofa or step off a curb or jump to catch a ball, and she could just literally be paralysed because her back could just go. But it does explain the weakness and the wobbliness in her back legs, because that is to do with it. And I've sort of noticed that that's been getting worse as time has gone on. I just thought it was her age, because she's a really good age for a Springer Spaniel, so that's what I thought it was. I just thought it was age related. And spondylitis is age related, but obviously you would normally not expect to see such severe damage. It would normally be, vertebrae wear and tear, but this literally looked like someone had taken a hammer to her vertebrae. It was an absolute mess, basically. I just couldn't believe that she was just acting like a normal dog, and she said she must be in pain, so we've put her on like painkillers and everything. And she's also on heart meds for her heart. A splenectomy would be a very risky operation for her to have. It's quite high risk, that she is possibly not even going to make it off the table. And the recovery could be very, very rough for her because of her age. But it's almost like the least of her problems, really, because she has these other two things going on, the congenital heart failure and the severe spondylosis. So, the vet said that we need to think about whether an operation is the right thing for her, even though that potentially would be curative from the tumour point of view. She has all this stuff going on as well, that could create, and with her age and, with congenital heart failure in the level that she has with an enlarged heart, even medication, that we are talking potentially 6 months to a year, because of being a Springer Spaniel, their age range, it's not very common for them to get beyond certain ages. Their lifespan is quite short, relatively short, sort of 12 to 14. And she's already well within that. So, I had a very hard conversation with my husband last night. We are going to have her, I hate to say the word, we are going to have her put to sleep, but we're going to do, with the vet's guidance and blessing, we're going to do like a bucket week list with her. We're going to do loads of things with her. I was going to take her to Wales next week anyway, camping, and the vet's given me permission to do that, even though there is a risk, but they've said yes, take her. And then I'm just going to do loads of things with her. I'm going to hopefully get some pictures of her in the bluebells. I'm hoping there's still enough there to do bluebell photo shoot with her. Do puppuccinos, take her to her favourite lake swimming, take her for ice cream. There's like a little ice cream parlour on the common, and I've always wanted to take them for ice cream up there. So that's one of the things I want to do, is I want to take her for an ice cream up there. I'm sure I'm just going to, one of the things that the inspirational website said was camping, getting them to wild swim, which is something that we can do easily around here anyway. I would just wish we had the time to take her to Cumbria, because she absolutely loves Buttermere, running in the lakes and everything, and I would love to be able to take her there, but it's just, Wales is going to be it. But where we're going in the Cambrian Mountains area, Ceredigion, I think that's how, I'm not sure how they say it, but it's near a place called Devil's Bridge, and it's supposed to be really pretty around there. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So just going to try and make her have the best week ever. She's going to love going camping anyway. She loves going away. I'm going to take Molly with us as well. So Molly Moo's come in, because she's like our best friend. So she's going to get to spend a really nice time away with her friend as well. Try to do some things with them as a group. Although, the terriers and that, they've always been a bit standoffish with her all her life, really. They do love her, I think. They all sleep with her and stuff like that, but they've always been a bit like, oh, because you're such an oaf, because she'll sit on them and stuff like that, and I don't blame them, really. So yeah, I can't say they won't miss her. I do think they will, because obviously she's been a constant in their lives, but not like Molly, who plays with her all the time, and I think that Tris and George will, which is the cats, will struggle, because like George adores her and he's always spooning with her, and Tris as well is always giving her washes and cleans and baths and things, and I just think that, you know, the cats are going to be like, what the hell. But it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do an at-home euthanasia, because like, I just think it's important they all know that she's going, so they don't think that she's going to come back, because when it's happened before, you know, they've stood at the door waiting and pining, and I just think it might help them process her death better if they're here with her, so that she'll be surrounded by everyone who loves her. I think that's the best thing we can do for her, really. Give her the best send-off ever. So that's what we're going to do.